Happy New Year! I hope you all had a safe Christmas and New Year and that you managed to survive it. And yeah, here we are, 2017. So thought I'd start the new year with a little video called My Little Big Secrets, Part 1. So, I think because I'm nearly 30, I've managed to mask and hide a lot of my isms over the years. So in the house, I am a very different person to who I am out of the house. So I thought I'd kind of reveal a little bit of the real me and not the me that I show the world, because I actually spend most of the time in the house. So I have very severe anxiety, which has led me over the years to many issues, including agoraphobia, claustrophobia, and lots of other phobias like flightophobia, fear of stairs, chlorophobia, fear of clowns, emetophobia, fear of throwing up, germophobia, hygiene, fear of germs, and numerous other ones. I don't need to list them all because it would go on far too long. Phobia, that's a fear of going to school. Anyway, so I've had pretty severe anxiety over the years that has fluctuated and morphed into different things. Also, an eating disorder that was diagnosed when I was about 8 or 9, but actually started from about the age of 2, which was linked into my Asperger's. Very textural, colour, you know, when I was young I only wanted white things, then it was only green, then it was only crunchy, juicy. Yeah, so it's kind of changed over the years, but it's always been very textural, and also linked in with the germ thing and the hygiene thing, so I don't eat things that are potentially dirty, which is pretty much everything, but there's different safe levels. Anyway, not going into that on this video. So when I go out, I put on my mask as I leave the door, and I become a relatively sociable, happy-go-lucky kind of person, which is the personality that I like to give, and the person that I would like to be all the time if I could be. So I do find it quite exhausting to retain that for a long period of time, but in short spells I've become quite accustomed to it. And I quite enjoy it in those short spells, as long as I can retreat afterwards. The biggest issues that I've found are that one of my biggest go-tos when I'm out is to make sexual jokes. So part of my Asperger's is that I have no concept of sexuality or sexual relations or any relationship for that fact. I've never had a serious date, I've never done anything sexual, and I don't really have an urge to do so because it's just way out of this world for me. I have no concept of it. I'm a bit like that with drinking and smoking and pretty much anything really. I'm completely lost. Anyway, so I've just kind of picked up a lot of people joke about that kind of thing. Like sexual innuendo is a kind of go-to with a lot of people, but because they've been there and experienced it, they kind of know the boundaries. Yeah, I don't know the boundaries. So in the workplace, I kind of, you know, will make very inappropriate jokes and not realise what they actually mean. And that has got me in quite a bit of trouble over the years. But I'm learning. Day by day I learn and I get there, and every now and again my mum kind of goes, and we get home and she goes, "You do know what that means?" I'm like, "Not really." And she goes, and she explains it. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that." Anyway, that's one of them. I'm also very sarcastic. I put my foot in it a lot. And I go home and assess and reassess everything I've said, and then feel like an absolute idiot because I realise I've probably put my foot in it 50 times over without even realising it. Anyway, so yeah, very exhausting stuff. I'm also with my routines, my food routine can go from anywhere between 4 hours and 10 hours a day, depending on how bad my anxiety is. My food routine is my calm down, so depending on how stressed I am, depends on how long the routine goes for and how elaborate it is. If I've had a particularly bad day, I'll wash my hands a lot more, I'll prepare my food for a lot longer, and I'll want to hang out on my own in the kitchen for a very long time, which is kind of obtrusive for my family who live with me, because I'm always in the kitchen hiding, and if they get in my space sometimes and I'm not quite ready for them, I'm a little bit horrible. Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm pretty moody at home, because usually when I get back home I'm quite tired and I let my guard down a little bit, and I'm usually emotionally exhausted. I'm not so nice to my family, which I would like to change, because they're the people that support me and look after me, and yeah, it's not very nice. But day by day, gotta work on it, you know, gotta develop yourself. What else? Anyway, I think they're the main ones for now. Like, this is only part 1 of a series, and feel free to ask about anything else. But yeah, so mainly in the house, moody, tired, because I've been putting on that front all the time. Very routinal, very withdrawn, very different person. When I go out, very social, kind of more outgoing, easy, like go with the flow. Not many people know about my OCD and my hygiene thing, because I now hide it very well. Not many people know about my food problems, because I hide them very well in public. I generally just don't eat out because it's too big for me. And I generally hide my social awkwardness and inability to have any sexual concept by making sexual innuendos and jokes about it, even though I have no idea of what I'm talking about. Anyway, didn't mean that video to go on for that long, but I hope you got something out of it, and feel free to ask any questions, and Happy New Year. Over and out.